Welcome to Mini Cities 2, a game where you build cities. And I'm gonna see how fast I can go from 0 all the way to 100k. So with that, let's start. I first started off by creating a brand new save, and now we have our city. I walked over, and basically how the game works is that these houses need wood, so you take the wood from the wood factory and then you give it to the houses and then they get built. Once the first 2 houses were finished building, I had an outstanding 10 people living in my city. We needed money, so I decided to place a factory over here and I built it. However, I realized I needed stone, so I unlocked the mine in Tech Tree and I placed it down. I did more stuff, then I placed my first store. I needed workers, so I unlocked cheap houses and built a road to place them down. I finished constructing all of them, and now we finally had our first source of income. I waited some time, and even though we weren't making that much money, we were still making some anyways. I'm going to wait until tomorrow and build more stores. Okay. On day 2, I placed another store, I bought a lumber mill, placed more factories, built both of them, placed another store, placed a lumber mill, did some epic construction on both of them, and now we're good. But wait, I had a problem. I was tired of restocking all my stores with goods, and there was no way I was going to do this the entire time, so I decided to buy this office which will automate all the restocking done. I bought it, then I placed it, then I waited. And we were done. I no longer had to restock all the stores. I finished setting up all the automation, and we needed some more workers, so I built some houses, and now we have enough workers. I no longer had to worry about restocking my stores as they were fully autonomous. I claimed some achievements, and I decided to rename my city. This is good enough. I needed more power and water too, so I built more of that stuff, and we were now making $83 every couple seconds. That was not a lot of money, but that's good enough for now. I decided to visit other cities and see what other people are doing, and somehow this guy already has 300k. His city looked kind of nice, like a wall, and I said hi to the guy. I waited some time, and he did not answer. I went back to my own city, and now it was day 3. Today I'm lazy, and what I'm about to do was pretty self-explanatory. Okay. Today we were gonna expand a lot. I wanted this bigger factory, but I needed bricks. So I built some stores. And you may be wondering, what does this have to do with bricks? Well, I don't know. Rewatching the footage, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. This thing has got a mind of its own. I spent some more time doing whatever I was doing, and finally I bought the brick factory. I built a road for it and I placed it down. I did more mumbo jumbo and I bought the bigger factory I wanted. I needed more workers though. I placed down what I felt like was enough houses and went to try placing down the factory. I didn't have enough money, and as it turns out, we were only making $29 every couple seconds. This was too slow, so I tried grinding some more, and now I finally had enough money. I placed it down and built it up, and now we need more workers, so I built more houses. I automated some things, and I bought this nice new apartment. And you may be wondering, why am I only building these houses? Well, because they're cheaper and fit more people. Anyways, the building was finished and populated, and tomorrow was going to be a big day. I started off today by claiming 10k from an achievement, and my plan today was to build as much as possible so I can make much more money. I saw this very nice and big store, and I wanted to buy it, so I bought it. I placed it down, did some extra stuff, and now the building was done. We needed power though, so I dealt with that. Next, I wanted to buy a bigger factory, and I was choosing between this one and this one, but I eventually just chose this one. I didn't have enough points though, as I needed 45, so I decided to just keep building until I got enough. And then, I bought the factory. My city was looking good, but now it was finally time for the great expansion. I had many jobless people, so that was about to get fixed. I built the first big factory and restocked the big new store, and now I was making almost $500 every couple seconds, which was pretty crazy since that's double the income of my city now. But anyways, I built more factories and more stores, and now our income has nearly doubled again. However, the new problem now is that I needed many workers, and I wanted to buy this big apartment. I needed 90 points, but right now I only have 70, which means I need to build more first. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now we had a very nice new road. I also placed some stuff to upgrade our production, And now I finally have enough development points for this big apartment. However, there's a problem. I needed concrete and glass. But I didn't have either, so my only choice was to start making those stuff. I placed a glass factory down over here, and we needed more workers, so I built more houses. We were now 20% of the way there, and we were making a very good amount of money. I did some more jabbering and babbering, and I decided to make the city look nicer while we're at it. Very nice. I started delivering resources to the new houses, but we needed more power, so I built these nice new solar panels. I also bought these new offices, and we already have 40K. Anyways, I built more factories, offices, and stores to make even more money. I finally bought the concrete factory, which means now I could finally build that big apartment I've always wanted. I placed it down, but unrelated to this, something very, very bad was about to happen. If you look at my money, for some reason it was going down, and I wasn't even buying anything. I didn't realize I was losing money, and soon this was going to become very, very bad. I spent 10K on the new apartment, and this is when I hit the negatives. And then, it seemed too late to fix. What the fuck? That's right. The big stores that were making me money had run out of water, and obviously, I couldn't buy any water towels. I tried selling buildings, but to no avail. What the fuck? We were back. Luckily, I deleted enough buildings to fix the issue, and we were back to making money again. This time, I placed down many water towers to make sure something like this never happens again. However, my city was safe. The only problem now was I had to rebuild everything I deleted, and that was going to set me back a while. After half an hour, everything was rebuilt. I took a look at the chat and something was going on. Anyways, I had 1,200 people living in my city now, and I decided to build more factories so we can get to 100K quicker. We now have a very handsome amount of income. I was making more than $1,000 every couple seconds now. I had a lot of points now, so I bought this construction place which can automatically make buildings. I placed it down and did a bunch more stuff that I needed to. And now the construction place is finished. But we needed more workers, so I placed down another apartment and we were good. However, I realized that the only way this place could actually build anything for me is if I stock it up with resources, even though I thought it would just automatically build anything without any resources. I transferred resources to the construction place and did a bunch more stuff, and now we are finally so close. I was about to finally hit 100K, and we finally did it. In total, it took 3 hours and 40 minutes. My city was finally completed. I finished off by making my city more happy and adding public services. And now we are looking good. My city was done. Subscribe and join the Discord server.